Today I'd like to walk you through the importing of a CSV file into the Roghnu data portal. This process is used to obtain any information that you have as a customer that you want to go into the data portal and create a new database table so you can immediately start using it for reporting, integrations, or anything else. We start out in the import data menu item, and you can either click the import data on the page or in the menu. We're going to have a few files to load, so the first time that you're loading a file is when it creates the table. Thereafter, you don't have to create the tables or use this import, then you'll just use the load import file process. But since this is our initial load or our first time, we're going to load a CSV file that has some colors in it, and they have some color IDs, 1, 2, 3. That's important to understand what the ID is for a data set. Then we have some colors, orange, purple, and black, and some other information with some numbers and dates, just so we can talk about data types. Notice here, orange is actually spelled wrong, and it says red is a great color. We're going to fix that later with a merge update, and we're going to be able to add additional rows to this as we go. So I'm going to load this file. And you'll see when the file is brought into the page, it'll show what the actual file name is, and you're going to want to wait for that to be displayed, and then we'll just click load. Now, in this case, we're doing the initial load, so we're going to identify the entity. Entities are defined in enumerations and can be changed, added to, and it drives what is being populated in the database so that you can actually have entities based on sample file or files. We're going to click an import name. Since we don't have any imports, this is new. We're going to create a new import, and we're going to call this colors. The source dataset group is the schema, so that is also an enumeration, but it does require a specific schema to be loaded within your datasets. You can load to your Sage Intacct or any other dataset schema that you would like. It's just you want to make sure that you're not writing to an existing table. So you can define your short strings, long strings, decimals, and then down below you'll see the actual fields or columns that were set up within that CSV file. I'm going to make color ID as a key field and short string because the text was short in that small file, but I'm going to make it as a long because generally notes you want it long, which would be 2,000 bytes or 2,000 characters. Then I'm going to click submit. And you can see the file is now processed. Using the SQL Builder, which is also under our data vault, and when you first click on SQL Builder, it's going to give you a prompt for all of the existing queries or saved queries. So in this case, we're going to click New Query, and we're going to go and find colors. Here's colors that was just added, and you can see it's got the orange or orange, purple, and black. So it loaded all that data very quickly. Now let's go back and make a change to the data, and we're going to make an update. So again, like I said, the load import file is now going to be used because all of the table definitions, they're done. We've figured that out the first time, and we don't have to go through that process again. So I'm going to go to my skyline, I'm going to go to my data schema because you can put things in different areas. And in this case, it's not a full refresh, so we have the options of a full refresh, which will drop all the data in a table and reload it, an append, which will only add rows to the bottom of it, and a merge, which will do updates and appends at the same time. So I'm going to select the file for doing a merge update. And the point of this one is going to be to clean up some of the data and add a row. So merge update, and we can see now orange is spelled correctly and it says orange is a great color. And I'm adding another column ID of 5 with green. Click OK. File's there, and let's load. So that's now done successfully, and we can go see the results by navigating back to the query builder and clicking run. So that query now shows that orange is there. Orange is a great color, and we've added a column ID of 5 for green. Now, right now this may not matter, but we're going to do an order by in our own queries. So order by COL ID. Right? And what this does is it'll make sure that these are in the same order at all times. So that'll make sense more when we go to the next update. So let's add a new row to this. I don't even have to go back out because I'm still in the load import file. It resets each time. So I'm going to do import colors back to my data schema. My data source is colors, and my action is going to be an append. So at this point, I only want to append or add a single row of data to this data set. So if I don't have the whole data set, that's okay. I can just load this one, column ID 4, and it's Hazel. So I'll click OK. Load. And now watch, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with Hazel now added. So we've successfully been able to do an append. Now if we have another merge to make some of these changes, because I see purple says blue is sad. That doesn't make any sense either. So let's go and fix that data. But I do happen to have the full file for making that update. So let's go ahead and do a merge, which updates and adds. And this is based on having a column ID. So on that column ID, it knows which row is which. So one more merge. Load. And in that file, we had the update to make purple is happy. So there we go. Now if we want to flush out or delete all the data in this table set, that's very possible too. So we're just going to have an empty file with just the columns in it. So one more update. We're going to do a full refresh in this case because we're going to refresh the whole table. That way it's all deleted but then not loaded with anything. So when we look at the refresh empty, notice it's just the columns with no rows. And we've reset. No data.
For more information on working with Roghnu and exploring how the data portal can help you get the most out of Sage Intacct alongside your other critical business data, scan the code on the screen or click in the link in the description.